Hello, Lizzy. I promised you a while back I would give you a tour of the pedal board. Not sure if you're up for this, but let's try it anyway. So, this is now the new brain. That's what we talked about. That gives me song titles and preset titles in there. I can even choose the colors in that, whatever. See, that's the speed tempo. Now, here's what's connected to this. The chain is basically guitar to the wireless. That sits underneath. From the wireless, we go to a noise gate because we like it clean. Then we go to a wah. I don't have that in the chain because I can only have 6 pedals. And from there, I finally go to here. On this are 6 analog pedals connected, and digital ones actually. Mono panels, I should say. This is number 1. This is number 2. This is 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that is by default mostly the order. But the order can be changed. I have it in when I do the Pink Floyd song Run Like Hell, and I want to get the modulation involved. By default, it would be, the chain would be this guy. So these guys are always in there, but the wire is not on. This one is always on. I mean, why would I turn off a noise gate? So that one goes to this one, goes to that one. That one gives me a little bit of grit. That one gives me modulation. That one gives me the delay. That one gives me the reverb. But there's a certain moment when I engage the modulation and it gets so intense because it's a massive flanger, and it gets so intense that it actually clips the mics because the flanger is like this. And when it gets to the low frequencies, it's really loud, and I can't change it, not without killing the flanger. It's just the nature of the beast. I'm not a fan of it, but I can't find a better one. So what I've done is, it changes the order. So I'll show you. So when I play the intro, then like hell intro, right? As you can see, sorry, by default, if I play the main, the order of the loops is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? The plus, that's actually my tune out. I still have a tuner connected to that, which is at all times tuning. Although I have a tuner in here, so when I press that, I got a tuner. And there we go. But that's more to mute. This is actually still for me to tune. Also, when I play the EBow, play long notes, I want to know that I'm not, pushing them out of pitch, which I have done before. Anyway, from there, so when I'm doing the Pink Floyd main, you can see the order is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Gosh, that thing is dirty already. Stamp on it with your feet. But when I engage, like when I play the intro, where I use a heavy flanger on this, Run Like Flanger, it's going to say, yeah, no, take your time, right? But it's not on. The problem is when I engage it, it's brutal. So I have now loop number 1 at the end. So the order has become now all the other guys here. Then we go in 1, 2, 3. These are engaged. See, it's 5, 6, and then 1. Because the compressor takes sort of the beating of the H9, and then doesn't clip my amp, so it doesn't clip the microphones when I'm recording. So that's that. So all that I can actually change. So when I say modulation on, I can activate it there, but that's a bit far. So when I'm playing normally, it's in the chain, but it's set to mild chorus. But when I press the second one, which means mod on, then it changes to Run Like Flanger. See? When I go back, it goes back to preset 3, which is sort of a chorus-y thing. So now this guy, which was always an analog pedal, has now become digital too, because it's using MIDI. So MIDI comes from here, goes there, goes there, goes there, and funny enough, from MIDI here to a TRS. TRS being like a stereo jack, like a headphone plug. That's now also functional as MIDI, which is insane. So this guy can now hold 300 presets, but there's no display to actually check where you are. So it has to happen from here. Now, that is a lot to deal with. That's why we have a editor. The basic principle is that you make presets. These are all the presets that I made. I got about 30 of them. 33 by now, and a few here, and I think I got one down further down. So just for me, trial tests, whatever. Anyhow, so these are my main presets. I've got about 33 of them. Then from there I can go to songs. Then here, let's say the song Creep, I will say I need preset for the verse and a preset for the chorus. Available presets are here that I made, and these are the presets that I'm going to use in the song, and these are my songs, right? Then I go to set lists, and that's when I can say these are the available songs here. So you make presets, with the presets you make songs. Now the songs, they have a tempo if you want it. See that? On number 3. Because here's the thing, I can use, let's say After the Rain uses number 12, Rhythm After the Rain. Now I use that preset, I think, somewhere else. See, Rhythm After the Rain. In Beat So Lonely. It's only showing rhythm and lead. But all these are actually from that song. Now that song has a tempo of 135. If I go to Beat So Lonely, click on that, has a tempo of 156. Massive difference. Now, preset wise, it's the same preset. It's the rhythm and the lead. If we go to those presets, we will see that After the Rain rhythm has the Big Sky on preset 1, and it has the Timeline on preset 0. Preset 0 is my basic reverb. That is, if we go there, let's say Beat So Long, no, After the Rain, there you go, it's the basic. Now what's going to happen is, if I go to the After the Rain, from After the Rain to, let's say, to Beat So Lonely, and it changes tempo, when I confirm the first preset, it will tell me we're going to a 156. This will tell me that. This will confirm that. That's the change in tempo. We'll pass it on. We'll pass it on. We'll pass it on. So certainly this guy, see, it's the same preset, is now tapping at 156. Now I'm going to go back to After the Rain on the switcher. Watch what happens. Did you see that slow down? Same preset. It just changes the tempo. Now, what if the drummer is not really following those tempos? What if he does, instead of 156, 158? Well, I still have a tap tempo here. I just changed it to 192. So now this thing is going berserk. Now at the moment, that's going to work for all these. So I'm going to stay in that, because I just tapped my song. If I go to creep, and I press, it's going to go back to the saved speed of creep. So that's that. So you got some idea on how this works. Now a realistic example. I have Creep from Radiohead, because I'm a creep, right? You know the song. The verse is quiet. You know, it's like quite spacey and whatnot. And then it goes to the chorus, and it has this very gagang, and then this massive, stuffed up, huge distortion. So I made 2 sounds. This is my dry verse, my clean verse, and this is my fat, massive chorus. And for the verse, we are using loops 1 and 6. 1, just a bit of compression, no drives whatsoever, and a tremolo. And the tremolo is controlled by the express pedal. See that? That's the depth of my tremolo, going from ba to ga. That's to say it extreme. It's not that bad, because it's sort of diffused with a massive reverb, creep reverb, going to a big delay. But the delay is not on. But I'm getting ahead of myself. What I want to do is, if I want to go to the start of the chorus, I need a dry, fat, driven sound. It's just no delay, no nothing on this. But when I end the chorus, I want to have a long delay that trails over my verse. So when I go then play the verse clean again, I still have this trails of delay from the big chorus ringing over that, making this a very organic transition, almost like 2 guitars, almost like one fades into the next one. That's sort of the idea. Now, to do that, before I couldn't even do that. With this brain, I can. Just to actually change from verse to chorus is already a massive change. Like I said, the verse is holding a clean tone, just compressor and a tremolo, controlled by the express and pedal. The moment I want to go to drive, I need to turn this guy off. I need to turn that guy on. I need to turn this guy on because these two are pushing each other massive. This one has to change to a different reverb because I can't have this big washy thing on that. And that delay that was off has to be on at some stage, but we have time for that. Now, I used to do all this. Well, officially it had to happen in a split second, but you know, so I had to sort of compromise, and you know, I didn't have a big reverb. You know, I had to settle with a sort of a medium reverb, and then halfway the chorus or whatever, I had to sort of work it, and it wasn't funny because I spent way too much time tap dancing around like an idiot. So now it's easy. It's just bam, and that happens. The moment I press this, that delay activates, but it's not really on yet because the expression pedal is all the way down. That changes from the big reverb to a slap. Actually, I'll look at it now and it's off. There's no reverb on that. Interesting. So that's all that. Now, how does it effectively work? When I go to the verse, I got that going, blah, 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 blah. Get to the chorus, press this guy. Then I have my gagang, right? Start shredding it up. As I'm going with that chorus, I can add delays. And it's just, you know, and then when I end on these, and I let that sit. Now, when I go back to the verse, what happens is this one doesn't change preset. I'm going to do it now. So I'm going to click on this to verse. When I do that, it just turns off. Reverb is back into creep full-on mode. This guy turns off, right? That's how it can trail, because when you turn it off, you don't cut it off. You only cut off the delay when you go to a different preset because it needs that algorithm for something else. It can't do two things at the same time. But when you turn it off, you can just let it ring. It's beautiful. Quite extreme, actually. I have one problem. When I did that, and I got my second verse, beautiful. I had the trails of the chorus still going, playing the verse, go back to the chorus, that turns back on because this was down when I left it. The delays are just full on, and I have quickly had to do that. I'm not up for that. That's just, nope. So I had to find a way around. So my way around was to make an alternative preset on the verse. So I can have two presets on one switch. I can tell, like, if you press it, I go to the creep verse. But when I press it again, I'm going to a different preset, which I call delay change. Now, here's what happens. The only reason I can end this with trails, turn the thing off, right? Turn it off, and then the trails go off. The only reason I can go back to this preset without the trails on, I can't use that. I thought, well, just push it back. It's easy. No, I can't, because I'm in the verse, and in the verse, it's controlling the tremolo. So it's stuck on full blast there. And all I have is turn on and off. Or do I? So what I came up with was I'm going to make the same preset as the verse, but with a different delay. It doesn't matter, because it's not on anyway. So when I press the alternative switch here, I'm going to press that one again. That says delay change. Look what happens. It goes to a basic delay, but it's still off. It's still off. So there's no change in tone. You know, it's not in the, it's in the chain, but it's not on. It does nothing. You know, I can do this all day long. It's not on, it doesn't matter. The only thing is, because I changed preset, it's going to go back to the saved state of the preset, which is dry, which is this one all the way down. So it doesn't matter where this one is. The moment I hit, once I had that, hit this one, the delay change during the verse, and I go to the chorus. Once I hit that one, it's going to go back to the lead 4, the big one, and I'm back to my dry, fat-driven sound. Now, yeah, you can see it's full on. All that can be programmed on that with these little bits of code where I tell him, like, oh, don't change the... So when I go to this alternative drive here, so we go to creep, delay change, creep. See, it says, don't touch the riverside, don't touch the H9. I know the H9 is on, but don't touch it. Don't touch the big sky. Just change the timeline in a different preset. But then it also says, turn that on and turn that off. These are like CC messages where I can do, you know, small things within certain pedals. So that's that. Now, you You can imagine, like with songs like Run Like Hell, Run Like Hell intro, it goes berserk. It's full on what it can do, and what I'm actually doing with it. I should actually play. Yes, I'm gonna play that what's it called? That Radiohead thing for you, so we know what we're doing here. Hang on, next video. Let's do a version of Creep. Sorry, I clipped my mics. The chorus is so loud. Here we go. 1, 2. You did the wrong pedals again, did you? This is dry and then. Another good example of what I'm doing that is a bit nuts is, well, it's not nuts, but like I want a delay increase and I don't want to use my pedal because I want to change drive. I want to go from this drive to that drive, but very mildly. That is Rebel Rebel from David Bowie. I don't want that, but I want it more and I want it cleaner. You hear that difference in fatness? So this one is. Let's do one more. Let's do Heroes. So I have an EBO preset. Here's what's going to happen. I have an EBO preset and EBO, it's, you know, that big fat thing that just makes your strings vibrate like a violin. Yep. And then I also have a normal, you know, just the rock preset. And then I got the incredible loud fat lead. Cutting me off, so you don't hear hiss, you hear nothing. It's dead quiet, beautifully. Anyhow, that's not all. Here's what you're gonna hear. I'm gonna start with this tone. It's got a nice reverb. Yeah, reverb delay. It's no stereo delay. It's just, but it's still stereo sound because of the modulation of the reverb. So it's not like a left right delay, but it's a stereo delay. But I'm gonna freeze my reverb. The price is that the sacrifice is I'm gonna lose the reverb on the EBO, but I have it frozen in there as a tone. So what you're gonna hear is you're gonna hear a D note or a D chord, basically, a first and fifth frozen as a reverb, and then you're gonna hear me play on the EBO, you know, that thing, And then the right one is actually doing a harmony, which I control with my foot when I want it in or out and how much of that. And that's going to do a lower third, like a third lower on the key of D, on the D major key. Yes. So you're going to hear a frozen note, you're going to hear my E-bar note, and you're going to hear a harmony on that. Basically, you're going to hear 3 guitars at once at some stage. So let's make that.